turn now to Johannesburg and this exclusive story. Singer Kelly Khumalo says her life is in danger. She was, of course, in the house when former Bafana goalkeeper Senzo Muyiwa was shot and killed in 2014 in what the state has alleged was a botched house robbery. Defence lawyers in the case have raised allegations of her involvement in the murder, but Khumalo says she wants her day in court. She sat down for an exclusive chat with eNCA Slindelo Masikane, who joins me in studio now. Slee, we watched the entire interview in the previous hour and it was completely fascinating, but you were face to face with her. So from that entire experience, what struck you as most important?
I think for me, it's the manner in which she seems quite adamant that she has something to say with regards to what happened that evening. She keeps saying, I want my day in court. I mean, there's been so much speculation around what happened that evening. We know that there's 2 dockets, something that law experts are saying is quite unprecedented in such a matter. We know that in the second docket, she and those in the house are accused of having an involvement in terms of how Senzo Muyiwa died that evening. In fact, Advocate Malesa Latefo for accused 124 has blatantly said in court that he has an eyewitness who's going to testify that Kelly Khumalo shot Senzo Muyiwa by mistake using a revolver. Now, this will totally unravel in terms of, will unravel the state's case, really, if what the defense is saying could possibly be true. But for me, much of what she was saying is that she believes that the justice system in this particular matter has really let her down. She believes that her case is no different to what many South Africans are facing in this country when it comes to the judiciary, the slow pace of justice, the manner in which evidence is gathered, stored and kept. We know the defense in this particular matter is alleging that there's a lot that happened before police could arrive in terms of the tampering of the scene and how Senzo Muyiwa's body was removed from the scene, whereas Kelly Khumalo says that she was, trying to go and save Senzo Muyiwa's life. But let's just take a listen to what she had to say during that interview.
We have a problem in our country. And this is not just about Kelly Khumalo as the musician, but this is about an individual in the pits and darkest place of wherever it is, where they lose loved ones and justice is not served. And I once, said something about this in my Instagram page. And to my surprise, I had a lot of people who were saying, Kelly, we support and agree with you because we are some of the South African citizens that have been robbed of justice in this country simply because for some reason the law is not playing the part that is supposed to play. And that's what every South African is going through right now, Slee.
She also says that she has real fears for her personal safety. Is this because of what she says is happening on Twitter with people accusing her, or has she had specific death threats?
She says, in fact, since the day the murder occurred, her life, the life of her loved ones have been at risk. In fact, it seems to be a common thread with regards to this particular matter. She's not the only one who fears for her life. We know that there are state witnesses that are under witness protection. We know that the defense itself has made allegations that they are receiving death threats, they are being intimidated, and it seems to just be a common thread in terms of this particular matter. In fact, she even says that her own lawyer, Magdalene Munsami, has also been receiving threats. So it's quite peculiar in terms of how everyone in this particular matter seems to actually fear for their life. But let's take a listen to what she had to say around her safety and the safety of her loved ones.
With what has happened to me, I've had my life threatened. I have my family threatened, not once but multiple times, and I feel like the law is not coming into place to protect and make me feel that, you know what, it is within my right to have protection, not only for myself but also for my family.
I mean, it's a fascinating interview because one always wants to know what the motivation is. Why would someone agree to an interview? Now, we know that she's launching the 3rd season of her reality show.
Yes.
But she knew that you, as a news journalist, were going to ask all those difficult questions around the court case, quite a few of which she said, no, I won't. She wouldn't speak about, well, I think she said, you've got to watch my show.
Yes.
When you asked her for details on who might be threatening her life. Also, she wouldn't even talk about whether her baby, who of course she had with Senzo, has a relationship with Senzo's family. She said, you've got to speak to my lawyer, who was there as well. So what do you think her motivation was for granting you this interview?
I mean, I can't speak for her, but I think for Kelly Khumalo, she's somebody she strikes me as somebody who wants to own her story. She strikes me as somebody who has something to say. And I think because of the legalities around what she can and cannot say, the possibility of her being a state witness, being called to the stand, the matter being sub judice, there's only so much that she can say. But I think she wanted really to show South Africans that she does want her day in court. We've heard her lawyer say it multiple times, but I think for me, hearing it from her, coming from her for the first time, I think was her sending a message that I'm ready to actually either be in the witness box, be in the dock, to face anything around this particular matter. It's been 8 years in the making. It's something that I think hangs over her family, and she just wants some finality, I would think, in terms of this matter, and to clear her name.
Yeah. Of course, the court case is back in September, so we'll see how things develop at that point.
Well, yeah, September, when we know in terms of the trial itself, but we know, of course, that there's an application that's been made to the NDPP by the lawyer for accused 124 to possibly drop the charges. So what we are expecting is to possibly return to court on the 12th of July to just hear exactly where those proceedings are at this point. We know that Malisa Latifah had said that he would write to Shamila Batohi by today, and then give us some time to respond. But the 12th of July is next week, so whether we'll have a response by then, I think remains to be seen.
Thank you so much, Slindelo Masikane, who did that exclusive interview with singer Kelly Khumalo.